Howdy, Jamin SEO here, coming to you with a little SEO tutorial. I've been in the digital marketing trenches for almost 8 years now, cut my teeth with a big agency in Boulder, Colorado, and have since then worked with a number of clients in every space imaginable. I feel I've got the tried and true process as it relates to pretty much any SEO need, on page, off page, paid ads, email marketing, web dev, etc. So recording a quick video here, looking to share more insight and hopefully helping entrepreneurs, anyone in e-com, anyone that's starting an agency, anyone who's interested in anything SEO digital marketing related. So hello, thank you for watching. Today, I just want to cover a little bit of keyword research tactics and what I would consider the best process to apply and follow if you're looking to identify low-hanging fruit keywords and then use that data to build links and rank keywords yourself. So just using Nike as an example, I always look at high-level metrics, foundational elements. If I'm going to help a client, I would look at the metadata behind their site, understand H1s, H2s, etc. Good on-page SEO should turn red things to green and help Google understand who you are and what you do. It's really that straightforward. It's essentially the customer-facing side of your site for Google. High-level metrics around this site look great, no surprise. Like the new AI feature Ahrefs is implemented, you can see how Nike is being reflected through LLMs as it relates to prompts. Great DRUR, although I could argue that these can be gamed and it's almost more of a vanity metric at this point. Still a solid indicator if a site's in a good place or not. Their link to referring domain count is incredibly skewed. If it wasn't Nike, I would say this is one of those spammy jammy things that catches my eye. Very common to see in the link building space that someone can build 1,000 links for you at a really discounted rate, but they're all coming from the same referring domains. That is a link farm, a PBN, a tactic that back in the good old days worked well, could still work in the short term, but isn't the process that you want to follow. Big on keywords on the last ad. I like using a year filter. So they're up on the year. They're down on traffic on the year, but not substantially. I mean, they are garnering a tremendous amount of traffic. Again, no surprise there. And then I don't even really use the paid data here. You're better off using, Meta or Google, depending on, and or both. I'm assuming Nike's absolutely using both. This tool specifically, I think is best for keyword research specifically, and that's why we're here. Visual audit of site is really important. This is a little bit cart before the horse, but assuming Nike was a referring domain that we had identified as a good opportunity to build a link with, right? So that would be a site that we're going to build a link on that's going to point back to our site, the client site. A visual audit of their last year, 2-year growth is one of those manual touches that I think is really important. You want to see up and to the right. So as their blue line grows, that's links. Their orange line, their traffic should be growing with it. It's one of the best kind of smell checks you can do to understand if Google likes what's happening and if it's worth working with said site and kind of riding that wave of momentum. So just a little bit of insight there, kind of high level data analysis. When it comes back to keywords and link building specifically, just going to do this in real time with you. So I always like to source from the client keyword profile if possible. It's one of the boxes to check to say, okay, like they've already got momentum, they're on the boards, they're registering in Google's eyes, if you will. So starting here again, Nike is on the boards for over 75 or 7,500,000, right? Getting close to 8 million keywords, which is a ton. So there's a number of ways to filter the data. I'm going to assume that the client, right? So let's say Nike was my client and they're only interested in me assisting them with boosting keywords in the US, right? So it's one of the early filters I can apply here to chop down this number. So let's look at US only. That drops us down big. Now they are an international business. They'd absolutely be interested in, clients in other areas. But again, just for the sake of this video, that takes us down to just over 2 million keywords. So chops us down quite a bit there. From here, I'm going to look at things that aren't branded. I would always argue that branded keywords are going to be easiest to rank for organically. Nike is the name of the website. Nike is the name of the company. Nike is going to come up organically time in and time out. Nike is going to be an anchor that many referring domains use naturally as a link. An anchor is where the link lives. It's essentially the piece of text that the link is embedded in. So I'm going to try and stay away from branded stuff. I'm looking more for, service plus product. So basketball, sneaker, soccer, shoe, things that are a bit more broad, but still hyper relevant to the client, right? Before I kind of skim through this profile manually, again, some other things, there's a number of ways to kind of analyze the data. Let's look at volume, highest to lowest, and then I'm actually going to create a keyword difficulty score filter. Keyword difficulty is why I think Ahrefs is the best tool in the game. SEMrush, a number of tools have something similar, but what Ahrefs is doing is taking the top 10 ranking domains for any keyword. So UPS tracking, for instance, which is kind of odd that it's popping up. They've also lost it. It's not what we're going to focus on, but as an example, they're going to take the top 10 websites that are ranking on Google search for UPS tracking, look at how many links each one of those sites has built, and come up with an average number. And so the lower this number, the better. The fewer amount of links you'll need to build to rank top 10. That's also assuming that, high-level metrics around your site look solid. You've got good foundational SEO in place. There's a number of other things to consider, but it does correlate time in, time out anecdotally over the last 8 years with how easy it's going to be to rank the client for that keyword. So the lower this number, the better. So let's use a keyword filter. Let's look at max 10 just to keep chopping this number down further. So we're going to take 22 or 2,200,000 down to still quite a big number, which great for Nike. There's almost 2 million opportunities with fairly low keyword difficulty scores, but still a ton of volume, right? So again, a lot of this stuff I'm seeing is still hyper branded. I'm looking for, shop women's maxi skirts for spring. Interesting that it's almost long tail. There's still a ton of volume. Again, they lost it, but they've got this keyword. So again, we're not going to look at it because it's lost. Another filter to apply. Let's look at positions, new, improved, no change, right? So I only want to see keywords that they're ranking for currently that are either stagnant, improving, or new on the boards. Okay, let's do another volume sort. Okay, it looks like volume's still sorted highest to lowest. Again, a lot of branded stuff. Still looking for something, chest day workout routine. So interesting, I could argue it's certainly not hyper relevant to someone looking for a Nike product, but, it's probably still middle of funnel. It's someone who's looking to be engaged in exercise. Nike's offering a service here, absolutely still convert, could lead to someone buying athletic wear for the gym, shoes, etc. So just for the use of this video, not going too long, I'm going to stick with this one. It's got good volume, decent keyword difficulty score, and Nike's almost in the top 10, right? And they've got some momentum. So all signs point to we could pour a little bit of fuel on this SEO fire and have this keyword push onto page 1. Now, what I would do from here, assuming the client and I aligned on this, right? So I would do this sort of analysis, or you should do an analysis similar to this. Find a keyword grouping that you like, and then from there, look at who's ranking top 10. So that's what I'm going to take a look at now. So this is the top 10 ranking domains for that keyword. And I would manually download each one of these pages' backlink profiles. So if I click this caret, I can see this guy, for instance, Muscle and Strength, has built 185 links from 34 referring domains. So I want to download the data around this top 10, cherry pick the very best opportunities from this data set to piggyback off of these competitors' efforts. And those are the referring domains I'm going to focus on first when it comes to outreach to see if I can also build links within pages from said sites. That's the process in short. From there, you would go into outreach. There's a number of other elements to consider. I would also look at the on-page SEO from these. Assuming one of these 10 had built very few links and they were ranking, it's a good indicator that they're doing something from an on-page perspective. That's worth noting, whether it's the way that their metadata is structured, the copy on page, a number of things to look at. So first video here. Hopefully you find this helpful. If you do, please like and subscribe. I'm going to look to put out at least one of these a week. Again, I run a successful digital marketing agency. I help my clients in all sectors, local SEO, e-com, bread and butter, or brick and mortar rather, big legacy clients, etc. So hopefully this is helpful for you. Have a great day. Best of luck.